There it is. All right. So, let's see, what is it? August 1st. It's Monday, August 1st, everybody. And we have Nanette on for her first Zoom meeting. And we're going to answer a couple questions that she sent Catherine. So, Catherine, I'm going to have you read those again.
All right. Question number 1. How do you stay positive in the beginning when you are just starting out? Who wants to answer first?
I will start out with, for me, that's like almost.
Kath, do you want to take that one to start?
Yeah. For me, that was like one of my easiest times to be really positive, I guess, just because I was so excited that it was fun just to message everybody and just, spread the word. And I ended up having 2 launch parties. That was probably a couple weeks after I started. I had one on a Friday night and then one on a Saturday afternoon. And I had a couple, Gina joined me for one of them, and then another member of our upline joined me for the other one. And that kind of got a bunch of loyals right away. And I think that really built my confidence actually too. So that helped because I just saw everybody else wanted it too. I wasn't the only one. I mean, I had been stalking people for about 8 months before I finally went to Gina's party. So that's kind of how I guess I started with the excitement and kept it going.
Okay. I think I need to have some more launch.
I would say a lot of that same. Yeah.
Sorry,
never have too many. I think
we're real formal.
What?
I said this is a real formal meeting.
Right. We keep it really formal. But I think the more that you can, that's why they say lead with the blitz, which we talk about blitzing can sometimes be intimidating for a lot of us, but just talking to other people and asking if you can get a wrap on them if they want to try it before buying a whole kit or before buying a box. And so, or asking if they want to get a couple of friends over and you'll wrap them for free and their friends can try it. But the more you start to see the results on people, that just really builds the excitement. And as you do have friends and family that are trying the products, ask them what's working, what's not, bounce ideas off of us if you're having troubles with anything. But as people start to feel better and fall in love with their products, that really helped boost my excitement. And then it was just like Kathy said, I was just excited initially just because I saw what my friends were doing with it and really wanted that for myself. And so I was borrowing my belief in them that it would happen for me too. And I see a lot of enthusiasm with your posts. So it's just continuing to do that. It takes forever long. You watch Catherine do it. Your friends, right, are going to be the same way. So you've got to give them some time. I mean, they're waiting to see if you stick with it, if you really, really believe in it, or if it's just, something you're do for a little bit and then drop out. So you got to fake it a little bit until they start to jump on board with you.
Okay. I think for myself, like I was a customer first, and so I'd used some of the products and had, especially the greens, had really good results with the greens, and so I really believed in that. And I think when I started this business, I just knew I was going all in, and I wasn't going to give myself any time for excuses, or I wasn't going to let myself quit in a month or anything like that. Echoing a lot in my ears. I had my first launch party, and I had one person come, and she was already signed up as a loyal customer, but I went ahead and gave me a chance to go through the party pad and kind of figure out how I wanted to talk about these products and things. And I guess I didn't really let that stop me, but like Kathy, a lot of my energy just came from being new and being excited and loving the greens. And I think with you using some of the products already as a customer, you have that excitement about certain products already, which I think is helpful. And then I don't know if I did the first month or not plug into things like this, but to kind of as going on like month 2, month 3, month 4, what kept me positive was listening to calls and going to events and, just keeping close contact with other people on our team that were doing the same things. And that helped boost my confidence and keep my positivity. I don't know if I have anything else to say or not, but
yeah. Do you find, Annette, that you are meeting resistance, or do you find people are kind of excited to hear more about it, or what have you kind of come up against so far?
I think I'm just not meeting and talking to as many people as I need to be. I'm a little bit shy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I just need to come out of my shell a little bit.
Yeah. Now, how many, like, do you have family nearby, or?
Yeah.
I didn't ask my sisters, who are a huge support to me, and they came to my first launch party even. I mean, and signed up as loyals right away. I didn't ask them to have a party for me probably until, like, I don't know, 6 months in or so, because I just didn't want to, I guess, ask them to do that, but they were happy to do it. So it's so weird, it's like, kind of try to get over the hump of asking people that you're really close to, that would be supportive. Would you mind having a party for me? My nieces are all adults, and so they had parties for me. And just start with the people that you're really comfortable with first. And for,
and
like,
a party could be just a few people.
it doesn't have to be a big thing at all. And you can just say, I just really need to practice how I want to do my parties, or how I want to talk about the products. Do you mind hosting just like a practice thing for me with a couple people? Or, you could just put it really low key, and all we want is water there. So it's not those expensive parties that you have to have a ton of booze and food for. And nobody eats anything anyway. And if they're wrapping, which we always encourage people to do, all we want is water. We don't want them eating food. So that's kind of another nice thing about our gatherings. They don't have to be really expensive for the host or hostess.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
It is not. Yeah, it is nice. You can tell them, all you need to do is invite the people. I'll show up with some wraps and some water, and anybody that wants to wrap, it's $25. And usually once the first person puts a wrap on, other people will decide that, I'll try it too. I'll try it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was I think another big fear for me initially was asking for that $25 for the wrap, because I felt like, well, I know they can get a box for $59. I hate to ask them to pay $25 to try one now. But so many people want to try it. It's okay, it's all right to, as people come in, and have a wrap on yourself and just say, so this is what a wrap looks like. And if your host is wrapped or your hostess is wrapped and she doesn't mind kind of showing whatever area is wrapped, like Catherine said, that builds excitement too, where people are like, okay, I might as well try one tonight. Usually people go to a party and they're ready to spend money and they're ready to try things. So, don't feel bad about asking for money. And usually it's like, you just they can write you a check or give them cash, and then you hand them the wrap or go wrap them. Don't wrap a ton of people and then collect cash at the end, because that then they kind of feel like, oh, well, I thought I could just put this on my bill when I put in the rest of my order, whatever that case is. Just, make sure your hostess knows that it's going to be $25 for all her guests to wrap, and she can kind of help you with that as well.
Okay. Good.
I also like what Kathy said about using sometimes it's the verbiage. Like, sometimes you ask somebody to have a party, like they're thinking, no, I don't want to do that, but or a launch party. A lot of times what I like is called a practice party, because you need some people to practice getting in front of, and you're new to this. Why shouldn't they do you that favor of, do me a favor, come over, let me go through my spiel, give me your feedback. And if they're your friends and your family, they're usually really willing to do that. And even if they don't, I don't know. I think my friends and family would know I don't expect them to buy something. They would just do it for me.
That's how I booked, actually, after my launch, most of my next party. Sorry, I'm on my phone now and I'm having a hard time with angles. But I said, do me a favor. I'm like terrified to do these parties. So let's just get a couple of girls together. Let me just practice. And you guys can laugh at me and let me fumble through. And I really want to sit around a table and, be in a friendly environment. So it made them feel bad for me. It was great because they all signed up and I wasn't necessarily bad. I don't know. I wasn't great, but they knew. And I always start all my friends like, this is my job is to share with you what we have and my excitement for it. And if you really don't see anything that you aren't interested in, that's okay. Maybe when you hear about it down the road, you hear somebody talking about it, you'll give them my name because you'll be more familiar with it. So I try to set them at ease. But I agree. If you can get one person wrapping, the others usually jump on board too. Like, well, that looks easy, or that's not as bad as I thought. It sounds exciting. So they usually are more interested in doing it. But I definitely pulled the favor card in the beginning. I had just moved to a new community. I didn't know anybody here other than Catherine, but we hadn't really reconnected yet. And so I was driving back to Cedar Rapids, which is about an hour and a half away. Like, I'm trying to make the most of my time. I'm already coming in for this, but do you want to get together too that weekend, that type of thing. So I got the most bang for my buck with those trips.
Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes too, Nanette, I've noticed sometimes they do these one team, one mission parties in the Destin area. Mm-hmm. So I'll try to keep my eye on the event calendar for that too, because those are always good events to get potentials to. Because you're basically inviting them to a wrap party that someone else is, hosting.
Doing, right.
And it's usually somebody that's been in the company for a while and has a pretty good story. And, I think they're great. I've taken some people to them before, and the energy is usually great, and they're usually pretty excited about it.
Yeah. I want to say that I looked at the events, and there's one in New Orleans coming up.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
How far away is that?
It's about 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell some girls, hey, I've got this. We can take a business trip.
Yeah. No kidding.
We can take a business trip. We can write this off as a business expense. Who wants to go with me?
No kidding. That would be fun. And a lot of times if I invite somebody to one team, one mission with me, I will say, do you want to be my guest? And I'll just wrap you for free. That's like one time where I tend to wrap people for free too. But that totally depends on your comfort level and how much, you've invested in it. If you feel like financially you can wrap somebody for free. If you had 10 people going with you, that's too many to wrap. Then maybe you could, and 10 people, that's a lot of people to get to go with you. But if you had like 4 people, you could say, oh, I want to wrap one of you for free too. And, make it a contest or whatever, or a little game. So. What was the other question, Catherine,
Well, we've kind of talked about it a little bit. Any advice on how to get parties when you are new?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really kind of went into that, didn't we?
Have
you watched a bunch of parties yet? Like on YouTube or anything like that?
I've only watched a couple, but I think I'm going to keep watching them.
That is totally the thing to do. Make sure they're current ones because we have changed our party pad a few different times. So you want to make sure that you've got the current party pad from your business builder kit and that's what they're following. And Gina, did we record that one that you and I and Jen did when we first started doing the Monday night Zooms?
We might have, but the 120 was still in there.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be, I can't remember when you joined what month, if it was still there, but it used to, when you got your first 4 loyal customers, give you $120 in free product, and that went away sometime this past summer. So I think that was gone even before, so it might have been in there. Should probably do another one.
I think we should.
Soon.
I think, honestly, one of the easiest ways is just to ask. Just say, hey, I just started this business, and I'm trying to get a few parties so I can get some practice. Would you be interested in inviting a couple people over? And then, tell them you don't have to provide anything, just invite the people.
Right.
And then when I was kind of going through a time when I wasn't really getting very many people to have parties, I just started meeting at the coffee shop. I had one day every week for like 2 hours on my calendar that my husband would watch my kid, and I would go to the coffee shop and I would invite people to a wrap party. And if nobody showed up, I just sat and worked. But if people showed up, then I went through the party pad. And so I kind of had my own party. So that's an option too.
So can you wrap people at a coffee shop?
Going to the bathroom. Yeah.
You wrap
Okay.
anywhere.
Panera. Wrapping
Okay.
people at Panera. But yeah, you just use the bathroom if if they're comfortable with that.
And some people may just want to take it home and use their first wrap at home, and that's fine too, because you'll kind of talk about, tips on how to apply it and how long they could wear it and all that kind of thing. So, it's totally your comfort level and their comfort level, and
definitely some people didn't wrap. I mean, some people came and we sampled out what products we did have. It's just kind of like whatever you have on hand that you're using. Like I had some greens that I could shake up in a bottle of water so they could try the greens. I could show them a wrap, like how big it is and what it looks like. Show them a facial. I don't know if I've told you about that. I do that. Like after I use a wrap, I'll wash it out and save it so it's clean wrapped, and that you can show them how big it is and kind of demonstrate where you can put it. And that's a nice tool to have too.
that's definitely a great thing. I think people just like to touch it and feel it, and
Right.
and I encourage my customers when they buy wraps to do that for themselves, so that if they get to the point where they want to wrap an area that they might be cutting the wrap for, then they've got a dry one that they can kind of fold and just practice dry to see, okay, how do I want to cut this, or how do I want to use it to kind of get the most area covered. And it's nice to practice with that dry one, so you're not wasting, you don't cut it and you're a good one and you think, shoot, that is not how I would do that.
That's not how big my leg is. That's not it at all. Yeah. There's about 1,000 different ways to wrap a leg, and that's a good way to practice.
That's the truth. So Nanette, what other kind of questions have you run into, do you think, as you've gotten started here? Have you done much cold messaging of people?
Not very many of people that I don't know yet.
Yeah.
No.
Even cold messaging people that you do know?
What was that?
I totally missed what you said.
I said I kind of don't know what to say to strangers, I guess.
Yeah. That is a hard one. And I definitely started with friends and high school friends, college friends, that type of thing first. And I think my big problem initially was I would send people like a freaking book about what I loved or whatever the case may be. And looking back at some of those messages, it's like, no wonder I probably scared people off. They're probably just thinking, where are you coming from with this? I think it's nice just to be really genuine about, oh my gosh, I saw your pictures from wherever, you guys, oh, you look so like you had so much fun, or your kids are so stinking cute. And then, you can just do a quick message about, I don't know if you've seen any of my posts about my new business, but I started, you can kind of use any verbiage you want, but just something really short and sweet about, I started a new business with It Works, and I was wondering if you've heard about it. Just something quick, end with a question, so that bounces that conversation back and forth. And you might get people that are like, oh, thank you so much for messaging me. Yeah, we had a great time. And then they don't say anything about your It Works part. And that's okay. Then, it's just like, you just kind of follow up with them maybe a little bit later, but I don't push it if somebody doesn't seem to, take that little piece of information that, that I was kind of hoping, would generate an It Works conversation. That's okay. Some people are just not going to be into it for a while, but that doesn't mean that they won't message you later too, after seeing you continue to post consistently. So, or just checking back with them later about It Works again. Especially if they, make a post about being so tired after work, or this, that, or the other thing that can lead you to think, oh my gosh, they might really like, energy or greens or whatever the case may be. And you can always put a fun comment under somebody's post, oh my gosh, you need to try my energy, or you need to try my greens, and just a smiley face, and something like that.
Okay.
No, I personally have never cold messaged a stranger. I'll message my friends. It's usually you start a conversation. If it's somebody I haven't talked to for a long time, I might, like Kathy said, start a conversation with something else based on a post they did or whatever, and try to get a conversation going before I say anything about it. When it comes to strangers, like if people that I'm just meeting, like at a party, or a new person I met at work, or somebody that I blitzed and I happen to get their information, I try to friend them on Facebook. And then I try to comment on their things and really kind of start a relationship with them before I start talking about it. And that's kind of, I guess, how you make your cold market more of your warm market. So I've never actually cold messaged a stranger. Okay. Unless maybe somebody commented on something I posted on Instagram and somebody made a comment, and then I would message them, but that, I don't know if that really counts as cold messaging.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, was like trying to add new friends on Facebook. Y'all do that?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I've gotten a few customers now recently from that, and it's exactly what Catherine said, is just kind of making a more personal connection first, and then it works, just kind of gets brought into it. But, think about groups, mom groups that you might be, a great fit for, moms of boys or toddler boys, or if you love pets, some type of pet thing, or just, there's so many Facebook groups out there, and it's a great way to just kind of see who you might truly click with, and who seems to post about things that you're interested in and that type of thing. And a lot of times when I friend those people, I'll just like with being in the medical field, I'm on that Show Me Your Stethoscope page. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but there will be people that have a really strong opinion about something in the medical field, like how you can look up ER wait times is one that I can think of, that somebody had said, somebody who's trying to decide about when they're going to go to the ER based on wait times is not somebody that needs to go to the ER. And I'm like, agreed, in my comments. And then we got messaging back and forth, and she friended her. And it's just, it's a great way to message or friend people that you would have never met otherwise. But it is kind of something to be watchful for. If somebody makes a comment, sometimes I'll check out their profile first if it's public, and looking at their profile, sometimes I am like, ooh, nope, I don't think I'm going to try to friend message them, because they have so much negative stuff or really just off the wall stuff that I'm like, okay, nope, I'm good.
I agree. I think creating the relationship there first. It depends. If they put a post like, oh my God, we're dying here, we're struggling, we got another bill. If you see a clear opportunity, you've already been active on the group, then I will message like, it seemed out of the blue, but I saw your post and I feel like I just need to share that, I found something that's really helped our family. I'd be happy to share more information if you wanted. Otherwise, I'm looking for, just like Kathy and Catherine said, just friends and getting to know them. And I'm kind of screening them to see if it's somebody I would want to work with. And then when the opportunity potentially presents itself, when I see something as we've gotten to know each other a little bit more, where I'm like, have you ever heard of this? And I would do that with any of my friends if they made a post about, especially like we're going back to school. And so everybody's family is going to have sick kids. And so messing about the greens and how much the immune support of that helps. Like, this has worked really well for our family. Have you ever heard of our greens with It Works? And end with that. And, maybe they'll answer, maybe they won't. But if you friend request somebody, then instantly send them a message, you're just going to think you're spamming them. So that, I think, is really important to get that personal connection first.
Okay.
And that's more fun, right? At least for me, I'm all about relationships. That's more fun to get to know people and help people versus just turning over another transaction. I mean, yes, money is great, but I want to help people. And, I think if they feel like they're connected to you, they're more likely to stick around for a full 3 months, one. but maybe even longer. And some of those loyal customers are the best distributors. That's the route you've gone. That's the route Catherine went. So, I think you get more in the long run if you have that relationship there. They feel more of a commitment to you, and are going to stick it out when they do commit to something. So,
yeah, Nanette, you were just talking about how one of your potentials was a loyal customer of somebody else, and they canceled that because the person left them high and dry and didn't ever touch base with them again.
Yeah. She just saw the post that I made this morning, and it had a question about the Thermofit and the Fat Fighters, when to take them.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she just asked me a question, and I messaged her, and I said, so are you a loyal customer? And she's like, yeah, I just finished my 3 months, but I canceled. The lady, I signed up, and I never heard from her again.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that happens more often than we
Yeah.
would like to think.
Yeah.
I have friends that have done that too. That I've talked to. Yeah, they're a customer, but they're a customer under somebody that quit after a month and didn't ever help them with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I asked her if she had ever thought about being a distributor. I said, I'll be here for you.
I love it that you brought that up, because so many times, I shouldn't say everybody, because some people they're more comfortable bringing up the distributor part. But for me, I think I was always nervous about mentioning that. And it's like, just especially when you throw it out there so non-assuming and just like fun like that. Have you ever thought about that? I'll totally be there for you, and let them decide what they want to do with it. They can laugh it off and say, oh my God, no, I have no interest or whatever. Or might get them thinking, or maybe they were thinking about it and they're like, well, actually, I kind of had thought about that, but no, but they weren't going to do anything about it unless somebody just kind of took that idea one step further for them. So
well, and I think and piggybacking off of what Gina said too, it's you can keep the mindset that you are here to help people. You do have a product that many people need or want, and looking at it more the perspective of who can I help versus where can I get a sale. That really helps a lot, because I feel like people can tell when you're feeling a pressure to get a sale, and I don't really want to sell to anybody. I want to give them a product that they want and that they're going to love. You know what I mean? I want to have happy customers. I don't want to have that customer that signs up, does it 3 months and goes away. So now I have another question. This isn't on her list, but she asked me earlier, how do you simplify when somebody asks, how do you make money? She has a potential that used to do Mary Kay.
Do you think she wanted really specifics? Because everybody's so different in regards to, some people want the short answer of, you can just let them know, we make wrap cash, which you can just, make as much as you want there. It's $25 a wrap. We make commissions. You don't even have to tell what the commissions are. They just want to know the ways. So we make wrap cash, we make commissions, and we can get bonuses. And for some people, that's all they want to know.
Right.
Other people really want to compare maybe, okay, exactly how much commissions do you make? Because I want to compare this to what I did with Mary Kay. And do you know kind of what that Mary Kay person was wondering about?
It was the same person we were just talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the same person.
Going from what Kathy said, we have three main ways. We've got the cash that you can get up front, we've got bonuses, and we've got our commissions. You say, we have anything. You kind of set your goal and tell me what you'd like to make, and I can show you how to get there. And that's where that on the party pad, where that commissions page, so you can show them these are actual numbers or average earnings starting at the base distributor up to ambassador diamond, and you get to pick where you want to be on that chart, and then we work towards that goal. And that might be where you see they're like, okay, well, I want Ruby, and then you know if you're talking to what we call like a green person. I say, well, how do I do that? What's involved? Then you just direct them to the comp plan. Don't try and go through everything. Say, you know what, we're very straightforward with all of our information. Our comp plan is accessible from your replicated website that you send them to for more information. On the Join tab, the compensation plan is loaded there, and they can reach their heart's desire. But you'll know when you're a number cruncher person, because they'll start asking a lot of questions, and rather than trying to explain it all, I say the best part is I don't have to have all this memorized. I just know that I share the products and the business that I love, and I make money from that. But if you want all the specifics, let me point you in this direction. And that way you don't, it's replicatable. Because then they're like, well, I can do that. I can show somebody how to get to a website. You know, then you're not making it overly complicated.
Okay.
And one great thing to point out for somebody who's done other MLMs like Mary Kay, you know, Mary Kay, you have to spend a lot of money to have inventory on hand, you know, and that's one nice thing to point out to this person is, you know, you can let them know. One thing I love about It Works is I don't have to be the middleman. I don't have to get the products to anybody. I don't have to keep any inventory. When I sign somebody up as a customer, you know, it just goes directly to them. And so that makes life so much easier for me. And I think it's really nice for our customers as well.
Mm-hmm. I did mention to her that she didn't have to make any quotas.
Yes. Yeah.
The deal with Mary Kay, they had to make quotas, and she was happy about that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are floored by what our top earners are making. You know, you hit that top level of company. And now we have to be closer to 80, 90, almost 100 ambassadors. But one of our sideline friends, another double diamond, she was at she did a party, and the guy's in Thrive, the husband, but he wanted his wife to learn more about It Works. So she was feeling really pressured. But as soon as she brought the compensation side of the party pad, he was floored. Like their top Thrive earners that he knew anyway, I don't know if it was company wide or who he knew, were making $4,000 to $5,000 a month.
Oh.
So that's like average ranks for a double diamond. You know, so, and that's, you know, we're nowhere near the top of the company. So I think some people are really floored at, like, it's serious money that you can make. And really, to make serious money, you don't even have to go that high in the company.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who are with other MLMs, I think showing them what the earnings potentials are is big. And that's where you can say, you know, if you want some success stories or different people, that's where you reach out to your team. Like, okay, I need somebody who's done this before, or who's doing this. And we look for stories of people who have a similar background that we can share with them. I just had a friend reach out, and she's actually the daughter of my cousin, and she's going off to college. So I've been shooting her stories about college age girls who are knocking it out of the park in this company, just to show her it's possible. So there's stories all over the place. So finding out what they didn't like, what they're looking for, you can almost always find something that we can find that match with. It works.
Okay. Another thing I think a lot of people that do things like Mary Kay run into is everybody wants their discount. You know,
yeah.
They want what?
They want their discount. You know, can you just give me your 50% off discount? You know, can you just buy me this eyeshadow at your cost? Can you just buy me this mascara at your cost?
Right.
And like Advocare and different things like that too. I think people run into that where they have a hard time telling their friends no. Hey, listen, I'm trying to make money here. You know, not just give all my friends discounts. So I think with the loyal customer program, that really takes a lot of that pressure off. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you won't occasionally get somebody that says, can you just buy it for me? Can you just give me your discount? And I'll say, sure, this is how you do it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like we're down to about a minute.
Going fast.
It went really fast.
Well, thanks for getting on. This was fun.
Yeah, I'm so glad you could join us.
Thank you for having me.
Are you on the mend too? It sounds like you still have a cough.
Yeah, I have a little chest congestion going on right now.
Ugh.
It's going away.
Good. Get everybody better in your household.
Yeah.
We'll have to do this again, like on a Thursday night or some other time when you're not.
Yeah.
I know you're normally working on Monday nights, Minute.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 12-hour shifts. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we would totally be happy to help you with a party or help you with messages. If you're like, I don't know, is this a good message? Send it to Catherine and have her proofread it. Or if somebody sends you a question and you're like, I don't know how to answer it, you know, pass it on to us and we can help you word stuff so you don't feel like you're sending too much, not enough.
I've been doing that to Catherine quite